She walked down the airplane aisle slowly, dressed simply, carrying a worn leather handbag. Her seat was in first class, but before she could sit, a flight attendant stopped her with a forced smile and asked to see her boarding pass again. The attendant frowned, whispered to another crew member, and then said there must be a mistake. Passengers nearby began to stare. Some rolled their eyes. A man muttered that first class was getting too accessible these days. She calmly explained that she had checked in early and that everything was confirmed. But no one really listened. Within minutes, airport security arrived. The situation escalated fast. The woman tried to stay composed, but her voice trembled as they told her she had to leave the plane immediately. Phones came out. A few people laughed, enjoying the scene. She was escorted off the aircraft as if she were a criminal. When her feet touched the jet bridge, the door closed behind her. She stood there in silence, humiliation burning inside her chest. But she didn't argue or beg. She simply took a deep breath. Left alone at the gate, she placed her handbag on the floor and leaned against the wall. To everyone else, she looked defeated. What no one knew was that she was exactly where she needed to be. She took out her phone and scrolled calmly through her contacts. The flight crew assumed she was just another passenger who couldn't afford first class and tried her luck. They had no idea she had personally approved the lease of that aircraft weeks earlier. She made a short call and spoke only a few quiet words. Inside the plane, the mood felt lighter. Passengers joked about the incident. Some said rules were rules. Others felt proud of the crew for doing their job. The engines were about to start when the captain received a message from operations. His expression changed instantly. He read it again, slower this time. His hands tightened around the paper. According to the message, Bidis deceased to Sumwa. The woman removed from the plane was not just a passenger. She was a major shareholder in the aviation company that owned the aircraft and oversaw internal audits. The captain immediately ordered a halt. The plane did not move. Confusion spread through the cabin. Crew members exchanged nervous looks. Suddenly, the laughter felt uncomfortable. A mistake had been made, and everyone aboard was about to feel the weight of it. The plane came to an abrupt halt on the tarmac, engines still humming softly, but no one was moving. Inside the cabin, a tense silence replaced the earlier chatter and laughter. The crew exchanged nervous glances, their faces pale and hands trembling. The flight manager, who had been so confident just moments ago, now realized the full scope of their mistake. They had humiliated someone who should never have been underestimated. Passengers shifted uncomfortably in their seats, sensing that something serious was unfolding. The air felt heavy with anticipation, and the earlier amusement vanished completely. Moments later, she returned. Her steps were calm and measured, every movement radiating confidence. She walked slowly down the aisle, and the entire cabin fell silent. All eyes were on her. The same crew members who had forced her off the plane now froze, unsure how to act or what to say. Some instinctively bowed their heads, others avoided her gaze. She didn't shout, she didn't scream, and she didn't demand apologies. Her quiet composure spoke louder than any words could, making her presence commanding and undeniable. Each step she took reminded everyone of the mistake they had made, and her silence was far more powerful than anger or retaliation could ever be. The captain, finally understanding who she truly was, immediately contacted operations. Crew members were instructed to apologize and report the incident. She addressed the passengers with a calm, measured voice, explaining briefly that there had been a misunderstanding and that she was the owner of the airline leasing the plane. She canceled the flight, ensuring no further departure until the situation was rectified. The staff responsible for the humiliation were removed from duty immediately. Passengers watched in awe as she left the plane, walking with grace and dignity, teaching an unspoken lesson about humility, respect, and never judging anyone by appearances. That day, everyone on the plane learned a powerful truth. True power often travels quietly, and it is always wise to treat others with kindness and respect, because you never know who holds the real authority.